Every day, we are inundated with messages about what it means to be successful and happy. Society tells us to chase the latest trends, seek out comfort and luxury, and measure our worth by the things we own or the achievements we collect. But what if there's a different path, one that leads not just to momentary pleasure, but to deep, lasting contentment? This path has been walked by some of the greatest minds in history, who found true resilience, freedom, and happiness regardless of their external circumstances. This is the world of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us the art of living through inner strength and wisdom. Today, we'll explore some transformative Stoic secrets that can guide us to a more fulfilling life, no matter what challenges we face. From the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius to the practical strategies used by modern entrepreneurs, Stoicism has provided a solid foundation for those who seek to thrive in a world that is constantly changing. So stick around, because we're going to dive deep into practical tips and life-changing insights that will not only inspire you, but also equip you to handle everything life throws your way. This isn't just another feel-good philosophy. It's a way of seeing the world that can fundamentally change the way you live, making you calmer, more resilient, and yes, even happier. Let's unlock the wisdom of Stoicism together and see how it can transform your everyday life. If you appreciate what we're doing here and want to see more, please consider subscribing to our channel and be sure not to skip any part of this video so that you can fully grasp the depth of the insights we're sharing today. Let's get started. Most of us spend our lives trying to avoid difficulty and discomfort. We strive for ease and often see obstacles as things to be feared or avoided. But what if I told you that every obstacle you face is actually paving the way to a more resilient and capable you? This idea is central to Stoic philosophy and is captured in the phrase, "The obstacle is the way." Imagine you're confronted with a huge, unexpected problem. Perhaps a project at work has gone terribly wrong, or a close relationship begins to crumble. The natural reaction might be to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or even defeated. But adopting a Stoic mindset shifts this perception entirely. Instead of seeing obstacles as blockades, Stoicism teaches us to view them as opportunities to practice patience, creativity, and perseverance. Every struggle becomes a chance to expand our toolkit for living. When a problem arises, it's an invitation to test our virtues, whether it's courage, temperance, or another. Embracing obstacles doesn't mean seeking out hardship or pretending that tough situations aren't tough. It's about a subtle but profound shift in mindset, from resistance to acceptance, from frustration to curiosity. It's about looking at the boulder in your path and seeing it as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. This approach to challenges is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. By focusing on what is within our power and letting go of what isn't, we begin to free ourselves from unnecessary stress and anxiety. We stop trying to steer the uncontrollable and instead focus our energy where it can actually make a difference, on our own actions, reactions, and judgments. This concept is often referred to as the dichotomy of control, and it's more profound in practice than it might seem at first glance. The moment you truly grasp it, you start to see the world differently. You begin to notice how much of your stress comes from trying to control things that are outside of your influence, like other people's actions, the weather, or even the past. By letting go of these things, you make room to invest your energy in what you can control, like your own efforts, values, and conduct. Embracing this mindset not only minimizes suffering, but also maximizes efficiency and effectiveness in both your personal and professional life. Each time you encounter a challenge, ask yourself, is this within my control? If it isn't, let it go. If it is, take action. This way of living leads to a life that is not only more resilient to the chaos of the outside world, but also more deeply aligned with your true self. Another powerful Stoic practice is something that might seem unusual at first, but is incredibly transformative once you understand its purpose: negative visualization. This involves contemplating the loss of things you value to heighten your appreciation for them and to prepare for potential losses. At first, this might sound a bit gloomy or even counterproductive. After all, why would you want to dwell on the loss of things you love? But the purpose of this practice is not to foster fear or sadness, but to deepen your gratitude for what you have right now. Consider something you cherish, perhaps a loved one, a treasured possession, or even your job. Now imagine just for a moment that you've lost it. Feel that pang of absence. It's uncomfortable, isn't it? But here's where this exercise becomes transformative. By visualizing the loss, you not only appreciate these things more when you return to reality, but you also reduce your fear of losing them. This mental rehearsal of the worst scenarios prepares you to act more boldly and with greater poise in your daily life. The Stoics teach us that everything we enjoy is borrowed from fate, like a glass loan that could be taken back at any moment. When you drink from this glass, savor each sip, knowing it could be your last. This doesn't make you fearful. Instead, it makes you grateful for every moment that it's yours. Negative visualization teaches you to live with a sort of deliberate and joyful impermanence. By integrating this practice into your daily routine, such as taking a few moments each morning to contemplate the temporary nature of your current circumstances, you set the tone for a day lived with intention and gratitude. Over time, this practice can shift how you approach both challenges and opportunities, making you more resilient against the inevitable adversities of life. In Stoicism, one of the most essential qualities to cultivate is self-discipline. It's not just about willpower or the ability to resist temptations like a tempting dessert. It's a comprehensive practice that shapes how you approach every aspect of life. When you forge unbreakable self-discipline, you're effectively setting yourself up to succeed in maintaining virtues, pursuing goals, and handling adversity with equanimity. Self-discipline in Stoicism is about alignment. It's ensuring that your daily actions reflect your deepest values and long-term objectives. It's the practice of consistently choosing the harder right over the easier wrong, not just when it feels convenient, but as a way of life. This could mean waking up early for a morning workout because it sets a tone of achievement for the day, or choosing to work on a project instead of watching TV because you've committed to progress. Think of self-discipline as the art of keeping promises to yourself. Each time you follow through on a commitment, no matter how small, you're building trust in your own capabilities. This trust is crucial because it forms the foundation of all your actions and decisions. If you can trust yourself to act in accordance with your values, even when it's difficult, you've unlocked a significant part of what it means to live a virtuous, stoic life. Practically, building self-discipline can start with setting clear, manageable goals and breaking them down into daily actions. It's not about grand gestures, but about the small choices you make every hour. For example, if your goal is to be healthier, self-discipline might mean choosing water over soda at lunch or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. These choices might seem minor, but they accumulate, creating a robust framework for more significant decisions. At the heart of Stoicism lie the four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These aren't just lofty ideals. They are practical tools that guide us in making decisions and handling life's challenges. Embodying these virtues is essential to living a life that is not only meaningful and fulfilling, but also in harmony with Stoic principles. Wisdom is the virtue that involves seeing things clearly and making decisions based on sound judgment rather than impulse or emotion. It's about understanding the nature of things, including your own limits and potential. Wisdom in Stoicism involves using reason to navigate through life's complexities and challenges. It means asking yourself, is this within my control? Can I make a reasoned choice here? By practicing wisdom, you cultivate the ability to differentiate between what truly matters and what doesn't, focusing your efforts where they will have the most meaningful impact. Courage in Stoicism isn't just about bravery in the face of physical danger. It's also about moral courage, the willingness to stand up for what is right, even when it's difficult or unpopular. This includes the courage to change things that are within your control, while also accepting what you cannot change. Courage drives a Stoic to act according to their principles, regardless of external pressures or internal fears. Justice involves dealing fairly and kindly with others, recognizing that we are all part of the human community. Stoic justice isn't about legalistic right or wrong. It's about treating others with dignity and respect, promoting fairness, and doing good for others as part of your duty as a social being. It's about acting in ways that benefit not just oneself, but also the wider community, ensuring that your actions contribute positively to those around you. Temperance, or self-control, is about moderation in all things. It involves regulating one's desires and choosing not to overindulge in pleasures. Temperance is the virtue that enables you to keep your desires and emotions in check, allowing you to make choices based on reason rather than impulse. This means not just abstaining from excess, but also knowing when enough is enough, whether it's in eating, drinking, working, or even thinking. When these virtues are cultivated together, they form a resilient foundation that allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace and effectiveness. By practicing wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in every aspect of your life, you can develop the character and integrity that Stoicism champions. Memento mori, which translates to remember you must die, is another powerful Stoic practice. At first glance, this might seem morbid or depressing, but in reality, it's a call to live more fully and appreciate each moment. The idea of death as a constant companion might sound grim, but for the Stoics, it was a way to stay grounded in the present and focused on what truly matters. By contemplating your mortality, you're reminded that life is fleeting, and this awareness compels you to make the most of your time. This practice doesn't mean living in fear of death. Rather, it's about embracing the impermanence of life and using that knowledge to prioritize your actions and values. It's about asking yourself, if I were to die today, would I be satisfied with how I lived? This question isn't meant to induce panic, but to inspire a deeper commitment to living in alignment with your values. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, often reflected on his mortality to maintain perspective and clarity. He believed that by keeping death in mind, one could avoid becoming too attached to trivial concerns and instead focus on what truly matters, living a virtuous life, being kind to others, and doing good in the world. By adopting this mindset, you can live with a greater sense of urgency and gratitude, making every moment count. Stoicism also places a strong emphasis on mindful presence, being fully engaged in the here and now. This isn't just about awareness. It's about cultivating a deep sense of presence that allows you to navigate life with clarity and purpose. Mindful presence in Stoicism involves being aware of your thoughts, feelings, and actions, and using each moment as an opportunity to practice virtue. When you're fully present, you're more likely to act with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. You're less likely to be swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures, and more likely to make decisions that are in line with your true self. This practice of mindful presence helps you stay grounded in your values and principles, even in the face of adversity. Stoicism is not just about intellectual understanding, it's about living in a way that reflects the philosophy's core principles. By embracing the ideas of memento mori and mindful presence, you can cultivate a life that is not only more resilient, but also more fulfilling and meaningful. In the pursuit of lifelong wisdom, the Stoics understood that knowledge alone is not enough. It's the integration of wisdom into daily life that leads to true understanding. Wisdom in Stoicism is dynamic and continually evolving, rooted in curiosity, reflection, and the application of insights to everyday situations. It's about making learning a daily habit and connecting your knowledge to your actions. By continually seeking wisdom, you deepen your understanding of life, yourself, and the world around you. This pursuit of wisdom is not just an intellectual exercise, but a practical guide to living well. It's about applying what you learn to make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and live a more virtuous life. Owning your actions completely is another fundamental Stoic principle that emphasizes personal responsibility and integrity. This means acknowledging that your decisions and their consequences are yours alone, regardless of external circumstances. It's about taking full responsibility for your actions, emotions, and choices, and not blaming others or circumstances for your situation. This practice fosters self-awareness and guides you in making thoughtful, ethical choices that align with your values. By taking full responsibility for your actions and emotional responses, you empower yourself to live with greater integrity and purpose. This approach not only strengthens your character, but also builds a strong foundation for living a life of virtue. Practicing deep gratitude is also central to Stoic philosophy. It's about appreciating what you have, rather than lamenting what you lack, and cultivating a sense of wonder for the ordinary and extraordinary moments of life. Gratitude helps ground you in the present moment, making you more resilient to adversity and more joyful in your everyday experiences. Stoic gratitude goes beyond just being thankful for the good things in life. It's about recognizing the value in everything, even the challenges and hardships. It's about seeing every experience as an opportunity to grow and learn, and appreciating the lessons that life's difficulties can teach us. Serving a greater purpose is also a key aspect of Stoicism. It's about aligning your actions with the common good and contributing to something larger than yourself. By using your strengths and capabilities to benefit others, you not only fulfill a social responsibility, but also cultivate your own virtues. Serving a greater purpose encourages you to think about the legacy you want to leave behind, and guides you in making choices that reflect your ethical values and principles. It's about living in a way that benefits others and contributes to the well-being of society as a whole. As we conclude this exploration of Stoicism, remember that the wisdom of this philosophy is not just in the words we've discussed, but in the actions you take from them. Every moment is an opportunity to live with purpose, embrace life fully, and walk the path of virtue. Thank you for being part of this journey into Stoic wisdom. If you're inspired to learn more, don't miss the chance to deepen your understanding by exploring more content on this topic. And remember, the true power of Stoicism lies in its practice, so go out there and live it.